All right, we're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. This is actually the most recent we've played between sessions in the last 6 months. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
you know what that means, cast of mine? An opportunity to earn yourself an inspiration by doing a recap for all the folks at home. Wowee. Who would like to do that? Craig, I know you really like to do recaps. Isn't that right, buddy?
I hate it so much, Joel. Please don't embarrass me like this.
Well, he's kind of the star of last episode,
You are
isn't
maybe the star, though.
We're going
You're the guy.
to
You're the guy just for the recap.
it's for Connor's character to have their test. I feel like if anyone's the star, I'm only new. What would my character know? I'm two in character. I can't know what's going on. So.
You would know that you kind of just stumbled on a bunch of idiots that don't know how to do a goddamn test.
One of them also hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch. Okay, fine. I'll do
dodge
it.
that. Thanks,
You
Joel.
dodge that.
You can
bullet,
have some
right?
inspiration.
Thanks.
Don't give him that.
Wait. So who's getting the inspiration?
Me.
Joel.
Congratulations, everyone.
The boss.
It is I.
Wait, didn't you just say it's now time?
Yeah, and then
time
no
I
one
cast
volunteered.
I like the way you say
I volunteer.
volunteer.
All right. Well, Ravenna, what happened last time?
Last we left off with our weary warriors. We woke up from finally resting. Svartal had a mini tantrum. Reyna tried to quell mini tantrum with a rec room.
It's so reductive, but whatever.
You could have done the recap. Keep going.
Fast forward to Magic Lady's shop, which name I have now
Wyan.
just
It's like Ryan,
Wyan.
but with the little W on the R's.
why
Wyan.
is her name Wyan?
Wyan is her name, Wyan.
God.
We go to Wyan's shop and
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I just had a major brain fart. I am so sorry. Oh my god.
It's okay. Keep it up. You got this.
We go to Wyan. We go
I
to
forgot my
Wyan.
character's name.
Wyan.
Good lord.
We
We're
go
doing
to
really well
Wyan's
today.
shop where Talinor meets with her, and we already talked to I'm already forgetting my names, but basically we're like,
Craig.
okay,
It was
we
great.
gotta go figure something out. And Waylon's like, well, I know a lady.
Wayland.
Waylon?
Yeah, I'm calling her Waylon now. She's like, well, I know a lady who could help you get into
Your
Place
cult.
Without a Name. It's Place Without a Name.
It's called the City of Lost Names, not a place
Okay.
without a name, but they
Okay,
lost
well,
all of their
the-
names.
Like
The
that's close,
place's
isn't it?
name, the place's
close
name
enough.
is the City of Lost Names.
Lost
which,
names.
which doesn't really make sense now that I think about it. When you, okay, anyways, I didn't write this story though.
Really, it's on you, Joel.
Oh
Your
yeah,
fault.
shut up. Keep going.
Joel's fault.
So Talinor's like, hey, okay, cool, why not? Let's do it. And she goes,
Hey,
oh,
I'm wizard in here.
she's like, but Waylon is like, you got to do your test. And he's like, sure, like, why not? And he's just like, be careful
Just
because
like,
this
sure.
lady that I know is she's pretty strong, and she's also a bad lady in terms of she don't mess around, and she's also a member of the council, so you better bring your A game.
Don't fuck this up.
So we get teleported to
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the Drowning Road. That's where
Yeah.
we're headed.
No, that's where the army's headed. You guys were teleported
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
yeah. So we get-
northern maze. Way
so
north.
so we have our army is headed to Wrecker's Edge, and we didn't take a boat because we got teleported by Waylon, and then we get I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name.
It's fine. Keep going. We're gonna make it through it.
we get met by
Yeah.
Craig's new character
Who does have a name,
who does have a name, and their
Starts
name
with-
is
a V, and ends in an Ellum.
Vellum.
Rhymes with yeah.
There you go.
I was gonna say
Rhymes-
it was really
Rhymes
bad
with an
because
ellum.
I was gonna say Vol.
Well,
That's close.
we're good.
Voluminous.
What was my character's
we
surname?
meet his
though?
character Vellum, and
Right.
Vellum is
okay,
essentially
we're not
our
gonna worry about
tour guide,
Our tour-
so to speak.
Mhm.
He is not allowed to lead head on though, because we have to go through this trial. Our whole entire party does. And this is separate from Talinor's trial or test.
Mhm.
And this is to see if we are worthy enough to enter the City of Lost Names.
Yep.
However, his character does trail behind and unfortunately gets in a tiny altercation where Ravenna pretty much axed him with the halberd.
X the shit out of him. She did like 20 damage. Brutalized our poor guy.
It's like 25.
Yeah, it was an
It was a lot.
insane amount.
It was just a flesh wound, all right? It was a
It's not.
Our poor little guide can't do anything about it. Golly.
He's like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah. He's
So-
not even
Yeah, is he getting paid?
He's
Yeah,
not even
is
getting
he getting paid
paid.
at all?
No.
And we learned that Vellum also is somewhat of a lackey. I want to
Mhm.
say, I say lackey in the loosest terms because we realized that his life isn't really valued while
What?
taking us through this tour because the lady that we're supposed to meet
What's her name?
apparently does not
High
really
mange
care.
demolition.
Demolition?
Demolition Crush is waiting for us.
Yeah.
Demolin. God, oh, this is going to be the worst episode. No, we got this. All right, keep going.
I mean, that's pretty much it. We're still going through
Yeah.
our trial currently
Yeah.
with the party and Vellum.
You take that
Staying-
you take that inspiration
I
there.
was
You
just gonna
done
say,
did it.
Staying closely, but
job,
still
Ravenna.
very far away from us.
Yeah.
Get it.
I'm gonna fill in a couple quick gaps. While we were at Kalamon resting, both Darrett and High Marshal Vendry are alive. They've both returned to Kalamon and are running things there. The High Marshal has taken over as quote-unquote mayor of the town without a leader there, convinced by our party to take charge. She is doing so. Darrett has convinced the High Marshal to allow him some 300 soldiers to sail out of Kalamon Bay to Wrecker's Edge to move towards wherever we might be able to find the City of Lost Names, because that's the name that keeps coming up here. And in working with Wyan, they kind of have an idea of where to go. Fortunately, we can't teleport all 300 people there. Additionally, Wyan's main goal seems to be get Talinor into that test so he becomes a fully fledged mage and get him beholden to the Mages Guild. We'll see how that goes. But we have now moved into a cavernous location after being led by our new compatriot Vellum Moonplucker, a Kender Ranger out in the wastes to find Demolin amongst this path of memories. The path has been a bit treacherous, mostly due to us hitting ourselves, but we are probably passing the test still, I hope. Regardless, we start ourselves off in the Path of Memories once again, up on the northern side, just having battled what seemed to be the long-lost bony remains of dragon skeletons that were
Does this
embedded
mean that you also get an
the
inspiration?
walls. No, you're fine. Don't even worry about it.
Listen, I really wanted that inspiration, but I also realized I've got like half morning wake up brain.
It's okay. We're gonna make it. Yeah. So we are deep within this cavern out in the northern wastes. Having just finished this particular combat, we ended pretty much right there. There seems to be still some distance to go. Vellum is less than helpful with providing information other than direction, because it
What a
is
jerk.
on you, the party, to prove yourself worthy of moving past the last guard of the City of Lost Names, Demolin, one of the high mages of high sorcery. So yeah, it's immediately post-battle. Ravenna's rage fading away here. We note, looking around, that some of our compatriots are significantly injured. What would you like to do?
Yeah, hell, I got kind of hurt, didn't I?
Yeah, Spartle's about half. Reyna is sitting at 15 of 46. Ravenna's seen a good amount of damage. Talinor is at least bloodied.
From those damn skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are y'all cool if I, above table, are y'all cool if I blow a level 2 spell for healing?
You do you,
It's up
girl.
to you, yeah.
They're
It's
your
your
spells.
slots, yeah.
Yeah, they're your
Yeah.
spells.
I think
You
we
spell
would
sling
mind.
if you wanna.
I think we would mind much less than you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think Reyna at this point in the darkness, since we're just struggling a little bit, would pray to the god Paladine, in hopes that he would heal us. And then this little like silvery glitters like stars would just like dance around the party as Reyna casts Prayer of Healing, doing 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability
That's
modifier.
10-minute cast, right?
It is
So
a
do not
10-minute
sort of
cast,
short
so we
rest.
will
Oh,
be
is it?
hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so Reyna, you provide a prayer and a bit of healing. It does seem that perhaps a short rest would be valuable here. So as you sit and wait, perhaps for a time, binding your wounds, you can roll some hit dice. If you have abilities that allow you to recover on a short rest, you're more than
Alright.
welcome to do those.
So that-
I'm
As-
just gonna roll some hit dice.
Goodness gracious. Talinor with maximum twice in a row. Vellum with maximum. Kayla, just remember that you do add
like
your
I did that wrong.
constitution modifier to each of those die rolls, which is why they use the hit die roller there.
Oh, there's a little
There's
button.
a little button, but that's okay.
Aw.
So like you rolled a 10, add your con modifier to that roll. You rolled a 3, add your con modifier to that roll. And then you add a 9, add your con modifier. That's your actual total. 6,
Well,
8,
let's
and
go.
12 for Svartal. Nice. So Vellum, as you're kind of sitting there resting, observing this party, you note that the bones of the defeated dragons, right, that were in the walls, a little like small bit of it forms itself again next to you at your boot. Kind of whispers up at you. So, what do you think?
Well, they're kind of taking the head against a brick wall route in pretty much every challenge so far.
Yes, I expected them to be more discerning.
You'd think they'd at least try talking before drawing swords immediately.
Perhaps it is a form of trauma from their experiences.
Could be. I mean, they seem like quite a diverse group. Maybe it's different cultures or something like that, where talking is just not appreciated in any form whatsoever.
Does not bode well for the mage. Primary judgment is being able to talk oneself out of a situation.
Exactly.
Write that down. And then the bones go.
I will. I write that down.
You rest for an hour. Fortunately, another flood does not come rushing through the area, speeding you along, but you feel a bit recovered. Perhaps had a bit of a soggy snack. What else would you like to do?
Love a soggy snack.
Delicious.
I would like to continue.
The pathway ahead remains. The wall's a bit less filled with the bones of previous, but does continue on towards the south and west. As you move down
Yeah, if
to
I'm
that
seeing
point-
everyone's kind of getting up and getting ready, I'd continue down.
Yeah, absolutely. Just drag the party down to a next location. Looking southwards, you see what is a flooded chamber. Murals of dancing people cover the walls. Small stone stage rises on the western side, and the lower southwest half of the room is flooded with remains of tables, chairs, and a bar barely protruding above the water's surface. It's murky, seems to fill the room to about 3 feet. Be difficult to walk through, if at least that. Talinor, since you are first to see the room, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. 7.
7. Okay. Nothing seems amiss.
I mean, is there anything adorning the walls, or?
Yeah,
Is it
again,
quite
there's
plain?
murals of people dancing that cover the walls. The only real thing, like passage that you can see from your current angle, is there does seem to be a double door at the back side of the stage on the western side. It looks like maybe there's a passage far to the south, but again, your vision doesn't really allow you to see much further than that.
Does Talinor also have dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
We're a group full of dark visioners.
Yeah, I think everybody does, yeah.
I'm gonna follow right behind him.
Sorry, Joel, what did you
Yeah.
say this is? This sort of thing up here? Like
A stage. It looks like this used to be a tavern of some sort. There's a bar, there's a bunch of tables that have kind of washed away towards the side of the room, and this looks to be like it was some kind of performing stage. It looks like you're walking into the ruins of an old building.
Can I discern where the water is coming from? Like, is it still water, or is it just
Sure,
it
yeah,
flowing
roll,
from somewhere?
roll a little perception. Or survival, either way.
Perceptify?
21. Yeah. You walk up to here and you smell something. The water itself isn't like a stale, stagnant. It smells oily. Looking down at the surface of the water itself, you can tell why it's so murky. It's blackened with some kind of oil. The water doesn't really seem to have an origination point, but you are well aware that these caverns flood every so often.
And you said that there's like, can I discern if it's oil? Like, can I?
Yeah,
put
that's
my hand in
what
it
I
and-
just said. Is it seems that there is an
Okay,
oily,
I just wanted to
like an
double
oil
check.
slick or a surface,
Okay.
of oil across the water in this area.
I will say, very eloquently, the Talinor will whisper, and I will go, "That's a trap." No,
It's a trap.
it's a trap.
In what way?
I mean, surely this is another test. This area is almost perfect for an ambush.
I can see that. Why are you so concerned with it being a trap?
Well, we do not want to be caught unawares.
Everything's
No,
a trap.
I wouldn't want to be caught unawares, I suppose. So how do you suggest we proceed?
I'm not the one leading, you are.
Okay, very helpful, thank you.
However,
Ravenna, do you tell him about the oil? Is my
Yes.
biggest question. Okay,
Yes, I
so
tell
you
him
don't
about
just
the
say
oil.
it's a trap. You at least inform him of the oil surface covering the water. Excellent. Talinor, you are
target.
now aware of it.
Hey, look at that.
Now it does seem
Does
more
seem
like
to
a
be-
trap.
That seemed to be quite a bad idea to step in that.
yeah, I should have led with the instead of it's a trap there is
Flammable
oil in
substance
the water.
all across the room.
I could see your character saying that and just being like,
Just like assuming it's
just
known.
Yeah,
listen, just
assuming.
it doesn't matter what it is. I said it, so it must be true.
Just looking at the oil now, it's been pointed out. Just like at a glance, I guess. Can I discern? Does it look real, or do I suspect there is like some form of
Another
illusion
like
afoot?
illusion, right?
Hmm.
Roll Arcana.
15.
You look down, maybe even go as far as to like touch the watery surface. It's real. It sticks to your fingers, definitely has that like oily consistency. That's real.
Well, nobody stick your torch in the water. That might end quite poorly.
Why?
There's oil on the water, and it's going to go up in some degree of flames, I imagine, if anything like that happens.
We should avoid fire spells then. As
That
well.
is a very good idea. Yes.
Svartle
She, like,
notes this
coughs.
for later
coughs.
possible usage.
She coughs and like looks at Talinor like,
What?
Uh,
When have you ever known me to throw... Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, in that case, I mean, we could try to sort of navigate via the tables that go round to some form of passage, or we could aim for the stage, or... If anybody has any ideas to stay out of the water, I'm open to hearing them. I mean, I can do it for myself, but I can't really help the rest of you across.
No.
Perfect.
Where is that?
Is
Is
this
that
a
not-
jumping puzzle? Do we have to jump on
Uh-oh.
tables?
I suck at these.
No, it's not the platforming puzzle. You've recognized that there is a problem in the room. Now it just needs a solution of some kind, right? You realize that perhaps fire shouldn't be used. Do you decide that you want to wade through said water, find a way around it, or burn the room down? I don't know. You're presented with a problem. There are many different solutions to it.
We could
Is there
burn
no
the
way-
oil off before we went in. It
Is there
looks like
no-
it's a coating.
yeah, is it a coating on top of the water, or is it like mixed in,
It
like
would be on
swirled?
top, right?
So it would be on top due to the densities of these two objects being different.
We could burn it off. I could set it on fire from a safe distance, though we may risk a cave-in of some sort. That would be bad. Just throwing
I
it out
turn
there.
around and I look at Vellum.
Yeah, what does his face look like when we suggest
We
this?
could just throw Vellum in there.
Well, I don't think you should throw me, but I mean, this is your test. I don't know.
Yes,
Have a go.
we
Set
could
it on
choose to
fire and
address the
blow us
test
up.
by throwing Vellum in there and seeing what happens.
Vellum seems very
I
excited
think-
by the prospect of blowing things up. You know.
Well, I mean, it's only oil. It's going to catch on fire. It's not like it's going to explode. It's not pressurized or anything. So we could.
No, but we're in a
Just
cave.
burn it off.
I mean, sorry. Svartle wouldn't know any of this shit.
I mean, it's fire. People like caves and fires. Cavemen
Not
love
that
that
much.
shit.
Cavemen love that
We-
shit.
While this is a good idea, we would have to consider where the smoke would sit afterwards. Is there?
How tall is the chamber?
The chamber itself, it does look like the common room of a nice, or at least used to be, nice tavern. It's about 15 feet up due to the height of the stage, kind of requiring extra headroom.
Okay.
And the
Well, I mean, I
stage
suppose
seems to
I-
be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying the stage seems to be like more highly elevated than obviously the chairs.
Yeah,
the bar.
it absolutely is. It's up a short flight of stairs. The chairs and tables and things like that, though, the water fills up to about a 3-foot height, which almost meets some of the table there. Definitely the bottoms of the chairs. The stage itself is roughly 5 feet up. It's about 2 feet higher than the water itself.
I mean, I can sort of blow the oil to one side, or try to spread up the walls or something. I can probably get it out of our way if that's the route we want to take.
Well,
Is it possible for you to move liquid to one side?
Yes, thankfully the depths of my magical prowess have allowed me to move liquids to one side.
Ravenna's like
en
looking
masse,
at you
it'll
like
take some
genuinely
time.
curious because Ravenna doesn't know what you could do.
I just imagine
Yes.
Talinor like picks up a cup from his canteen or something like that. It's like, I can move water.
Behold, my
Behold, I
power.
can move the water.
Behold!
Yes, I can. It would take some time, and it is a bit of a gradual process, but I can do it somewhat continuously.
so just a quick question. This water and oil had to have come from somewhere. What if it's possible that it could be drained from the room by some mechanism?
That's true. I
What if
mean,
the
old
stage-
Like a what?
So hear me out. This is just really weird thinking, but there's a stage, there's a tavern. What do people normally do on stages? They perform. What if we just need to get over to the platform and there's a trigger on it somewhere to drain the room? I know this sounds really off the cuff, but
That
No.
does seem. Why would somebody make a tavern with some sort of oil
Yeah, Ravenna
spillage
gives you this
draining
very
mechanism?
like puzzled how what?
I mean,
maybe
I
there's a
suppose it could be.
switch.
You can go look. I mean, I could try to clear the oil from a little path for you, I suppose.
I'm just worried it's to set the whole room light, and then there won't be anything.
Well,
'Cause
you'll be on the stage. You'll be fine.
But the tables, looking at the tables to like the left, those are wood, are they not? Like,
Well, let's not sit at the tables and we'll be fine. Probably.
maybe we should go down the hallway while he lights this on fire. Like,
Do you want to back
I
up a
thought you were
little
going
bit?
to the stage.
Spartle's a ticking time bomb right now.
I can venture to the stage. I will wade through the waters
Sure,
here.
let me clear some of the oil for you. Can I just like continuously, because I can use gust, and it
Yes.
kind of does a lot of things, but yeah, can I just like continuously gust the oil away from like the edge of the room so she can walk around there, basically?
Yes. A small blast of air can be able to moving objects.
It's like a bunch of stuff you can do.
Nor carried or weighed more than 5 pounds. Object is pushed 10 feet away. Yeah, I think, you can effectively, clear the oil in a surrounding around Ravenna alone, right?
Yeah, okay, I'll just
in
do
like
that. Yeah,
a slow
I'll
process
just
of
blow the
doing
oil away
so.
from her.
Yeah, you just kind of clear this 5-foot section, right?
Mhm.
So as like Ravenna moves in, you watch as like the black oil slick moves around you, and underneath is this kind of grimy, stagnant water. But Ravenna, you would be able to move fully to the stairs in about half a minute to a minute's time.
Okay. Once on the stage, I will look around for a lever or something that indicates, I don't know, like a drain or whatnot. That
Investigado.
Investigado. Oh
Drain
no.
pub.
what skill's that?
There is indeed a lever on the stage. It's on the back side by the door.
I will look at it and I will point to Reyna. Like, I will point it to Reyna, like, this?
It could do something. It could make it better. It could make it worse.
Those are all the options.
Ravenna
Those
just
are
like,
the
Ravenna
options.
takes a really deep sigh and is like, all right, I'm going to activate whatever this does.
I'm going to step backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Ravenna takes a really deep breath. And then activates it.
And then activates it. And you hear this like clicking sound from behind the wall there, and then like a fluid filling in some pipes, and then the two torch sconces on the front of the stage come to life and light themselves.
Oh
They
no.
sputter a bit, and then the entire room ignites in flames, burning the oil in a flash of heat and fire across it there, and it will burn for a bit of time. Ravenna, maybe pushing yourself back towards the door. You can feel the heat creeping up towards you here. Fortunately, the stage is far enough back from the actual fire that you're not going to actively harm yourself, but there is like this rush, this blast of hot air that comes out as the oil continues to burn over the area.
It's like a sauna in here.
Mm-hmm. It would take quite some time for the oil to fully burn off before it sputters out. It's about 15 minutes of burning. But eventually, you are left sputtering and choking on the smoke in the area that hangs now low in the 15-foot chamber.
That was worse.
Job's done. Yeah, Ravenna will be like coughing very, very bad.
There
Like,
doesn't seem to be much of a air movement here.
Gus.
Yeah, I'll just gust it. Blow
You
some
gust
smoke
it, and
up.
it kind of like swirls around in the chamber, right? Because you push it further
Yeah.
back into it, which causes it to just circle around because there is no exit point on the far side. Ravenna, you're standing next to one of the potential exit points, but as right now, only bits and pieces of the smoke are being pushed through small cracks in the collapsed rubble of the 2 other exits of this chamber.
I will try and shout while coughing.
Mm-hmm.
Very heartily, I will say, funnel it towards you. Like, push it back towards the hall. Like, push it back behind you. Like, if, like, to funnel the air, like, behind them.
That seems bad.
That seems bad.
Why? Are you next to some form of opening?
I will, very clumsily try and feel for a exit.
Yeah, the door literally behind you. You can push it open easily. And it opens up into a secondary chamber. Now the gust has somewhere to fill an area additionally with smoke.
Oh,
but,
God.
You know, eventually it kind of disperses enough. Enough of it has been pushed either around or wherever. This whole entire thing takes about 30 minutes to complete as you've burned off all of the flames. And now the smoke, you know, dissipates as it does. It does go northwards as well as the air finds its way and a path through the area before eventually dissipating.
All right, I will peek out of the door and say, over here, there is a hidden room or a back room or something of sorts.
Welcome to the back rooms.
So this is just all water now?
Yeah, it would just be water. Some of it would have evaporated during the flames, but the oil and water do not mix, right? Unless actively done so. So it would just burned from the top.
I didn't remember if we confirmed that it was not just oil.
Yeah, there is water. Again, this seems to be one of the lower portions of the cavern, so it's more than likely where the floodwaters pool. Now, why there's oil in the area? Well, it's pretty evident there's some kind of malfunction with this whole lantern jam, and oil has just been poured out into the room itself. So activating the strikers on the lanterns caused the area to
essentially
explode.
Yeah.
Who forgot to call the contractors?
Exactly. It's as if this city that you're walking through is in ruins. Anyways.
No.
We're just going to go across this now and say everyone makes it safely. Congratulations. On the interior of the back rooms, crumbled chairs lie toppled about the room. On the northern wall hangs a long stone slab that features a bas relief depicting dragons bowing respectfully over a large draconic corpse. A dragon's skull is mounted on the eastern wall. This looks like it may have once been a home of some kind.
I will cautiously, because possibly traps, make my way over to said skull.
Okay. Proceed closer over to the skull.
The skull!
Pushing inside the room. Rest of the party, what are you doing?
Following, I
Behind
guess.
a distance.
At a distance,
Following
Yeah.
really close.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm watching the back, but also just following along, normal pace, very aloof.
Okay. Sure. Then I'm going to move everyone to the room. So we're just not doing that currently. But Ravenna, you get closer. You get closer to
Me too.
the skull. You can
Yes.
examine it if you would like to.
I would like to examine that. Would that be perception, investigation?
Investigation is kind of the role for getting a closer look at things here, but I would also say that nature is a potential usage here too.
Well, I'm -1 on either one, so
We love that.
that's good to know, though. Well, you know.
Yeah. You look at it and, okay, yeah, this looks like it's the living room of an old home. Someone who was really skilled made the relief on the back wall there. That's cool. That's cool. Maybe it looks like it was moved and placed inside here, not carved in the room itself. Getting a closer look at the skull here, you watch as
Yep.
green flames blaze in the skull's eyes.
Oh, great.
Beneath it, the incorporeal bones of a phantom brass dragon appear. The skull glares at you and your compatriots, and in Draconic relays the following. Reyna, you get this all in the English because you understand Draconic. You built your degenerate throne on our graves, used our ancestors to fuel your ambition, but your gods abandoned you, and we struck you down. You return, and so do we.
Word for word, Reyna translates that in English to the room, and as the voice gets to the end, you just watch the color drain from Reyna's face. This is getting a little too real, everybody. I don't think this
Well?
is just a part of the past. There's more to it.
It's.
Yes. Well, at least we
Is
already
this-
know.
Are they just relaying the history of, well, them,
Ravenna.
the
It
dragons?
said they've returned, so it seems to be.
The bones
Somewhat,
continue
yeah.
to move and begin to formulate themselves into draconic form.
I put my hand on my weapon. I don't
The-
unsheath it, but I ready it.
What if you step away from the big spooky dragon skull?
I will step away from big spooky. I will back up
Yeah.
slowly from big spooky dragon skull.
The draconic continues. You threaten our existence. We will not be felled so easily again.
Reyna, perhaps you could take a shot at, I don't know, telling him that we don't really want to threaten him or end his existence. I mean, he's already a skull on the floor, but you could sort of tell him that, we're here for something else.
Okay, I get the dragons, the skeleton, the cliche. We come in peace. Like literally, we bear you no harm, and like even lowering weapons. Because Reyna was going for her sword, realized this is probably a bad idea if we can talk to it.
The dragon continues to formulate itself while Reyna, in draconic, you push forward maybe and be like, hey, we're coming peace
Hands
here.
up, just
Roll persuasion.
Oh, good, he's
Ugh.
called a death dragon. I'm sure he's friendly.
Yeah, I don't get it. What's the problem?
15. The head kind of shakes itself here. Will never happen again. Prove to me that you mean us and our return no harm.
easy. In fact, I can translate that in English to the room. Everybody, please put your weapons down. Kind of like a rabid dog. Don't look him directly in the eye. Just like make your demeanor smaller. I don't know.
Roll me a
when-
quick insight, Reyna. 13's enough. Your eyes flick to the back of the room where you can see the relief carving of the respect being shown to a fallen dragon by the other draconics. It seems that perhaps bowing might assist you in this.
Kind of through the side of her mouth. I think we need to bow.
Are you
I-
okay with that? Isn't he sort of a big evil dragon? Don't you not like that?
It's better than dying, and I think my gods would be okay with it right now.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
It's and then Ravenna will say, this isn't, this doesn't seem like worshipping, more so as showing compliance. As she takes her hand off of her weapon very slowly and kind of starts to kneel down.
Oh, okay. Doing a full kneel
She's
bow.
taking it pretty fast. She's prostrating herself. I'll give her a formal bow.
Svartal.
She takes
Yeah.
a knee, by the way. She's not
Sure.
completely both knees on the ground. She just takes a knee.
Okay.
He's
Svartal.
gonna He's
Hello.
no, he'll take a football knee, like a everybody take a knee type of thing. It's just like he's resting almost and bowing his head a tiny bit.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, just,
The tiniest.
just
3 degrees.
Reyna, roll your persuasion once again with advantage. $17. The dragon pauses in its formulation. Smoke, black death that's pulling it together. It crumbles back and away.
Well, that's a relief.
Getting up, dusting myself off as if that was like 30, like. Ugh.
Ravenna will get back to her feet and
what was
say,
that?
"That was a test," and looks at
I think that was a threat,
Vellum.
to be honest.
I've never been prouder of you guys.
and yeah, she like looks at Vellum like side eyes him like that was a test.
Yeah.
Like,
Part of it, sure.
I see.
Vellum, could you make a note for me, please, that just says that I greatly dislike you?
You like?
Could you
What
note
have
my
I done?
immense dissatisfaction with you as a guide, please?
Is there
I
a
didn't
review
design this
after?
place. No, there's not. I'm the only one anyway, so it doesn't matter.
This Uvu diver is gonna get a half tip.
Yes, I'm really going to leave an awful review of you, if anybody asks. If anybody says, do you think I should go up north and do the test of high sorcery? I'm going to say, yes, but watch out for Vellum.
Ask
Terrible
for a new
service.
instructor.
Yes.
What is the standard tip for a guide like yourself?
Well, I'll tell you what Vellum's going to be getting as a tip. Nothing.
Well, just some advice, I suppose, would be helpful. You know, don't eat yellow snow. That's a good tip.
Excellent.
This-
If the
this is
next
a good
room's
tip.
not full of snow of multiple colors, your tip's not getting any better.
Don't
I'll
eat
start
brown
walking
snow
towards the
either.
next door.
So
The
to
next
confirm
double
that,
door.
to confirm that was a test, then Vellum.
So I suppose it was, yes.
Everything's a test.
Pretty
May
much.
I ask for your opinion on how we performed said
Oh,
test?
I don't have an opinion. I'm just writing down what's happening. You know, I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Who doesn't allow you to have an opinion? That's weird.
I'm not. I do not ask for you to grade us personally, but I would like your opinion on how we handled that.
Well, I mean, nobody got hurt. You've gotten through without taking any attacks from the dragon. So I'd say you did okay on that one.
Ravenna, what is Father said about opinions? Like everybody's got one or something like that. I don't know.
Something about passing wind,
Okay.
and that opinions pass.
Have you passed
So
your
do-
opinion, Vellum?
So does passing wind.
Do you pass your
I'm-
opinion like you pass your wind?
I'm a bit confused by the metaphor now.
Talinor, you move to the door on the
I slam my
western
head
side
into
of
the
the
door until I
chamber.
lose consciousness.
Fortunately, the first slam opens the door for you and reveals what seems to be some kind of workshop on the other side. The worked stone room is full of laboratory equipment, vials of colorful liquids, not snow, glass lenses, and live mice in cages. Books crowd shelves and overflow onto the floor.
Whoa, sorry, not to metagame, but did you say live mice?
Huh?
Okay,
Sparta runs
once
to
he's
the
doing
mice.
that, like, how much dust is layered in this place? Like, is there any at all?
You want to move into the room and investigate?
I know in the room that I'm currently in with the
This
with the
one?
dragon thingy. Yeah,
Oh.
is there dust in this room?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of stone dust.
Brayden's getting out her white gloves and like running it across.
Yeah, I was like,
the-
someone's not keeping this place clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean, there's
think you're-
definitely stone dust. It's not actively cleaned.
But are you asking? Do they look similar in dust collection? So you're asking?
Yes, is the room that we're about to enter in. Does it
So,
have
Raina,
the
you
same
move to the
layers?
next room.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks, Cynthia.
excellent. Looking into the next room, you're like, wow, this one is significantly cleaner and seems significantly more active due to the live mice, vials of colorful liquid glass lenses, and it seems to be an active laboratory, as well as a bit of a library, books spilling off of shelves on the northern side of the chamber.
No, I legit just do one of those, like, wipe my finger on something, wipe them together, and I give, like, Talinor one of those looks, like...
Yes, it is somewhat unkempt in here, I suppose.
That changes the
looking
look
around
to, like,
the-
that's not what I meant, but okay.
Looking at, well, I sort of assumed there may be somebody here from the fact we've been sent to meet someone here, to be honest. And for sort of enchantments and dragons and bones and fire and whatnot. Looking around the workshop, do I see any, like, can I, like, identify what kind of equipment this is? Like, is it more technically focused? Is it more arcane focused? Like,
I think it's just an investigation, right? You move
Okay,
about
sure.
the things, you look at the tools, you use your knowledge to decide
3.
things. On
not
a
very
3,
much knowledge.
it seems to be a mix of both. Most of it seems to be on the south side of the room, much more mechanical in its research, alchemical in nature. And then the north side seems to be books of arcanic knowledge. But again, a 3 is not giving you a whole lot.
No. Alright. Well, seems to be an active laboratory or workshop of some sort. Guess we press on and meet its owner.
Sparrow runs in and starts investigating the cages and wants to get them out, but
The
probably
little
can't.
mice? Yeah, absolutely. There are small cages. None of them are actively locked as you like look at them and start doing it. They just have like the little, metal hinge that you just open and then the mice can be freed.
He opens one and kind of tries to coerce it into his hand.
Roll me animal handling.
Yes.
Yeah,
Always.
friend. Yeah, friend.
Brother.
That's why did I have that on?
okay.
It's a
It's a
15.
Yeah, the mouse kind of just sniffles at it a little bit and then kind of comes to your hand and seems to be used to being handled. It doesn't seem afraid of you.
Sick. He pets it and feeds it a little bit of its rations.
It nibbles, sits in your palm. Again, it seems quite used to this behavior.
Brother.
What?
Are you making friends?
Yeah. I mean, they're in cages. What? Why are they in cages?
Maybe they are someone's pets.
You don't keep a
And-
pet in a cage. That's bad.
Maybe it is to prevent them from... Because obviously it looks like a laboratory, so she'll say, maybe it's to prevent them from getting into something that might be dangerous for them.
Or being tested. I don't like this.
It is also very true.
Vellum, as you move closer to the room, the little astral aspect of that former death dragon kind of smokes up next to you. Judgment is upon us. What is your verdict, Vellum?
He
Well,
doesn't
I
have
feel
one.
I mean, I feel like they're starting to learn, get the hang of it a little, take their time and think about a challenge before just rushing in.
They could learn something of respect.
They seem to show you some respect, at least.
Only out of fear.
That's true, but your delivery on those lines has gotten very good.
I've been practicing.
I can tell, it shows. You really put your soul into that performance.
I've had 300 years. I'd expect some improvement. Final
Hopefully
verdict,
For
Vellum.
3,000 years.
Final verdict, Vellum. I shall report to Demolin.
I'd say they've passed.
He slinks away, disappearing.
I love how casual he is with these.
They're just
They're
buddies.
my only friends.
They're just
Yeah, they're
buddies.
like, but they're my only friends.
Vellum's only friends are undead dragons.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's undead
Hey, I mean, if you
dragon.
only have only one group of friends, like
It might as well be
Yeah.
undead dragons.
Oh no.
Well, shall we push on? We don't want to anger Demolin by trashing the workshop, perhaps.
Agreed.
Everyone can roll me perception here. as you kind of
Okay.
like walk through the workshop. See if there's anything that you kind of
17.
note.
6.
So yeah, Talinor on a 17, Ravenna on a 6, Reyna on a 7, Bellum 15.
Natural 20.
Natural 20
Nice.
for Svartal.
Let's go.
If you don't mind, Reyna, can you change the drop down to your character name? That would be a huge favor for me. Vellum, you're pretty much aware of everything that's in here already. So most of your observation is like, what do they notice? And you notice the things that they, note.
Sure.
Talinor, as you move up towards the bookshelves here, you find that some of them are written in Elvish quite clearly, and they're very, very old books. There's a lot of things here, and you're like reading at it, pre-cataclysm knowledge in this library. Svartal, with your natural 20, you kind of like following up on Talinor, maybe like looking at the books, not really understanding any of the words that are listed there. You pick up, well, this to be a scroll case. Just old, dusty. Open it up, and there is some kind of magical spell scroll inside. Again, written in a bunch of arcanic runes you don't understand.
Even if it was written in common, I don't think I'd understand.
Yeah.
But, yeah, go ahead.
But you see it, and it looks valuable as you brush off the case. The scroll writing on the case itself is all inlaid in gold. It seems to be a very old and valuable thing.
Yeah. Talinor's right next to me, right? I'd probably just show him.
You're just kind of like looking at what he's looking at, right?
Oh.
And you see that this thing, and
I'd point it out, yeah.
Yeah.
What have you found here, Svartal?
I don't know. It looks shiny.
Well, let's see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll take it off and have a look.
Yeah, just roll me Arcana.
9.
You're looking at it, and it's like, yes, okay, these arcanic runes, but it's written in, even arcanic things have dialects, right? So it's definitely written in like a pre-cataclysm version of the like mystical math that is magic. But you open it up, and you know at least enough that this seems to be a spell scroll of arcane gate. Can't really make out much more if there's like additional details or anything else in there, but you do recognize at least the spell that is being relayed onto this scroll as arcane gate.
Well, this is a very rare spell scroll, to be honest, Svartal. You've done quite a good job in finding this. I imagine it's somewhat rare. This is extremely powerful magic. It will
Cool.
essentially create a portal, if you like. I believe between two spots. Not over great distances, mind you, but you could sort of do it one side of a room to the other, and well, you could pass through, I suppose. Like a door that goes somewhere else.
Why would I want to do that?
Well, imagine if, let's say this room, for instance, and I'll turn around and gesture at the workshop. Imagine if at the far end of there's somebody that you didn't like very much, and you wanted to go and, I don't know, punch them. Well, I could use this and create a gate here and a gate right behind them, and you could essentially punch them through the gate if you wanted to. Or step through it and punch them perhaps.
Svartal doesn't. He can't picture this. He just can't understand it. Why wouldn't I just run over there? I'm fast.
Well, you could save time.
Do you want this?
I think I'm probably the only person who can use it, so it might be a good idea.
You can have it.
Thank you. Well, good job on finding it, Svartal. Thanks.
Well,
No problem.
You make note of a very valuable scroll case being pocketed by Talinor.
Okay.
What did you do with that
I'll like go to
information?
say
Is up to you.
something, but I'll just go to say something, but then keep it.
Can I use the scroll to create like a portal? Like the loops that you can make in the game Portal, and just push vellum into it. Thanks.
What the heck?
Under vellum and on the ceiling, please.
And he falls for an eternity.
Yeah, I wanted
I've
to
been
leave him
falling
trapped
for
there.
30 minutes.
Yeah, that's about what we pick up as we quickly, move through the chamber itself. We going through the far side, Talinor?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, on the far side, there's a small door. Push through it, and you see a chamber furnished as a luxurious apartment. Lamps and stuffed chairs look old, but well maintained. A hooded, crimson-robed figure steps through from the eastern side and gives you a calm nod. Calm
Well, I
voice
assume-
greets you. Welcome. Shall we get to the assessment, then?
I don't see any point in delaying. I suppose you're Demolin.
There's a nod from
Also-
the robed person behind the mask. Indeed.
Hello. Well, it's nice to
Please.
finally meet you.
Invite your friends inside.
Yeah, I'll
I've
sort of
been
beckon
waiting.
everyone in.
An exceptionally long time. Just gonna move everyone to the room. 'cause
Sorry,
it's
madam, she
easier.
said my friends.
What
You
the
can
heck? What have
wait
I
outside,
ever?
please.
What?
She'll gesture to you, Vellum, to like move closer to her. She leans near you. I've heard your assessment. Are you quite sure?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they've been a little rude to me, but otherwise, I think they passed us.
Yes.
Ravonna gives an eyebrow to him.
What you have?
Well, I mean, you did sit in your hands while one of us nearly died.
Enough.
This
Enough. The figure pushes her hood back and removes her skull mask, revealing the features of an elven woman. An old elven woman. Forgive the rough welcome. It was necessary to appraise your abilities. I would like to speak now. I am Demolin, High Wizard of Onyari. You are not the first visitors my fallen city has seen in recent days. The world that forgot us has been flocking here, the paradise of Ishtar. I fear that although my home has suddenly been remembered, its lessons have not. She turns and looks at Talinor. You and I have business to attend to before I allow you in to the fallen city. She looks around the room. Would you want any assistance from your companions in this test? I remind you that death there is just as real as it is here.
Well, I suppose so. How many am I allowed? Or is it? Well, I'm not going to take anyone who's unwilling, but
She shrugs. As many as are willing.
I mean, I'll turn to the group and say I certainly would appreciate your assistance. I'm not going to ask any of you who don't wish to, and it may be extremely dangerous. I've heard of people being allowed a helper in the tests, but multiple I'm not sure of. But would any of you be willing?
I step forward.
Yup.
Consider it done.
All right.
My
thank you.
halberd is yours.
Yeah, Sparta would essentially do basically a dwarven gesture. He would take out his great axe and stand it in front of him, like, you have this if you need it.
Thank you. You too.
I think Rena
Brayden,
would
I understand if you don't want to. There may be things that sort of contradict some of your beliefs in there.
claps Talinor on the shoulder. We're in this together. Sparkle fingers. Just kind of give that like last little
I think
drop,
it was
you know.
sparkle hands actually. But... Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I suppose my companions will come with me.
Demolin will look at Vellum. You're more than welcome to go if you would like, Vellum. See sights that you've never seen before. Experience pain, loss, danger.
Oh, what the heck?
Valor,
Sure.
I'm more than happy to put you in pain, loss, and danger, so come along.
I want to see what makes this Talinor fella tick.
She smiles a little bit then. As would I. Good. Have a seat. Your bodies will not move, but your minds shall be transported. The way out will come but once, or for be ever locked in the test. You will recognize it. It's a symbol of high sorcery. She kind of like makes this little floating symbol in the air. In flames. It may be faint. It may be bold. But when you see the symbol, walk towards it and pass through the gate.
Very well. Demolin, I have a question actually for you before we begin the test, if you'd allow it.
Yes?
When I spoke to our mutual friend Ryan a long time ago, she told me about the different orders. Are you the gatekeeper or, I don't know, test person for the red robes only, or do you handle
She shakes
all?
her head. I have given many tests, countless times. I was a master of the tower at high sorcery in Istar. They will still respect my decision, or I will force them to. The conditions for today are odd,
They are somewhat. And I'm not
but the times
entirely
demand
sure.
it.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions, would-be mage?
I didn't think so.
She gestures to the chairs and couches for each of you to kind of take a seat. Yeah, and there's, the chair at the table and things of that nature, depending on where you guys choose. Make yourselves comfortable. Your bodies will likely be sore upon return.
Out of character, I love that on the map. The seats and sofa look like they're from the 1970s.
Mm-hmm. It's comfy cozy.
I think my nana had that sofa.
Mhm.
Well, I'll
Ravenna will
sit
look
in-
at the mage and will bow kind of her head and say, I assume those that don't make it back, you dispose of the bodies.
She nods.
Please see to it that I am buried with my brother.
Should neither of you make it back alive, then yes. Should only one of you, then I will leave it to the sibling to decide.
She nods. Thank you. And then she will go take a seat.
Yeah. On the token map, you're more than welcome to pick a chair and take a seat.
Is there some waiver I could sign before doing this that does not allow you any claim over my body for experimentation after the fact?
She's like, no, but there is an NDA.
She smiles at you here a little bit. I promise to perform no experiments over the holy relic that you have become.
The mice in the other room.
Are well taken care of.
Right. Sits down a little timidly,
She looks at Vellum and gives a small smile. You ready for an adventure?
Sure.
And with that, she begins to mutter a spell. Smoke and fire at her fingertips. She draws runes in the air, and then blackness covers the chamber. As the smoke and
Startle the
fire
mage, let's go.
clears from your vision,
Well,
she just fell in the sink.
I hear things. I'm hearing
just
things.
fell in the sink. I'm trying to do things.
I'm hearing things.
I'm gonna
Please tell me you
ignore
have a blooper reel prepared.
it. I'm gonna ignore it.
You-
I'm gonna ignore it.
But she's in your sink, Joel.
I know. I need.
She'll get out, right?
As the smoke and fire clear from your vision, you find yourself, Talinor, in a familiar place. The city of 1,000 white towers, place of spires, capital of the elven nation of Sylvanesti, Sylvanost, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. There is not a tree, rock, bush, or flower that wasn't sculpted as it grew. You're in the main walls, the silvery gates behind you. 1,000 gleaming white towers around you. The homes built with magic, wood, crystal, and marble. You stand at the foot of the stairs, looking at one of these 2-story homes. Respectable, but not one of the largest. Next door, a small tailor shop, where you know the finest clothes in the city are made. Stand at the foot of the stairs of your home, the place you left before all this began. Looking into the windows, past the marble columns, you can see your father in his study, poring over the books of the tailor business. What do you want to do?
Well, first I would say to my companions, I had a suspicion that I would find us here. Everyone, this is my home. We're in Sylvanesti, or at least what used to be Sylvanesti.
It's not the Northern Wastes, but it's not bad.
Is this
Just
real?
as dangerous. No, Svartal, it's not. I don't know how Sylvanesti stands now, but I imagine it is much different to this.
I think Reyna is like in complete awe right now because if I remember correctly, we are from completely different cultures.
Yes.
So I don't think I've never been here before. This is the first time and only time I will ever see what this place looks like.
The biggest difference for Reyna in your home of Qualinesti is that Sylvanesti elves have this idea that they, with the help of nature and their magic, can craft these pieces of art that is their home. Whereas Qualinesti elves tend to let things grow naturally and kind of just build in and amongst it. The Sylvanesti elves utilize magic to change the way that nature grows.
Yes, it must be quite different for you, Reyna, especially, but this is the true ancestral homeland of the elves. Your people long ago left here, but this is your home in some ways too.
Ravenna is silently taking in everything. And but she does not want to, be all wide-eyed and wow, like she's just
looking at it
very
all.
stern-faced looking at everything.
And this distinct understanding that none of this is real. But Talinor's words, at least it's close enough to what things were. The town itself seems, or the city itself is busy. There's people working, moving, walking amongst things. It seems peaceful, quiet. You can hear, even from here, the sounds of water lapping against the docks. Talinor, standing at the foot of your home, what do you do? You see your father inside. Do you go to him?
I think I would, head into the entrance and say as we walk, I say, well, it's clear that we're here for a reason. Demolin has decided that this is where I'll be tested, at the very least, and it seems like there's only one logical path forwards.
Lead the way, and we will follow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head into my home and towards my father's office, I suppose.
Yeah. The door, opens smoothly with barely a sound. The room is clean. The marble floors polished. The Grey Moon family, though not the highest of nobility, is rather well off. Your father doesn't even look up from the ledger, his glasses over his eyes here, looking down at it. You remember those. Not for any reason for those, really. His eyes are fine, but they do magnify things on the page, making them even easier to read. He says to you, How are your classes today, Talinor? Did you find that magic again, or does it still elude you?
I've certainly found it again.
Good. I spared no expense in finding you the best tutors here in Sylvanesti. You will help us regain our status. Have you decided on what order you will pursue, my son?
I thought I had, but now I'm not so sure. Such a decision seems to be of great importance, and it certainly will help gain our house's status once more.
Good, yes. It would do well to have mages in the family once again. It's been far too long without magic here. And he, finally puts down the pen and looks up, taking off his magical spectacles, and looks at you. He doesn't seem to recognize that there's anyone else in the room. Just stares directly at you. Your father's eyes, Gwyn, self-same kind of like silver moon shine across them. It's always been very stern. He's always wanted more from you. It seems that he's pleased, at least, at your current response. What brings you home? I didn't think you had leave from the tower for a few more weeks.
Clearly they thought it was prudent that I visit home, perhaps. They intend me to be away for some time soon.
He nods. Good. Do whatever they say. You have to make them happy. While you're here, do you mind bringing your father a glass of water? I need to finish going over these ledgers. You know how nobility gets when their orders aren't done on time?
Of course. Sure. I guess I'll head to my home's kitchen and find a glass.
You move past your compatriots and move to the kitchen, where there are a couple of people, servants of the house, around. But standing at the kitchen doorway, you see the symbol flares to life just above it. Passing through that doorway will force you to leave here. Again. This time it felt a little different. You could feel your father's pride at your decision, rather than when you originally left Sylvanost. When you originally abandoned your magical teachings, abandoned the tower, abandoned everything. Feels good a little bit, that pride. The burning symbol remains above the doorway. What do you do?
I would sort of look back and beckon over everyone and say, "Oh, this is the path we must go." Demolin made it clear. I don't know what will be on the other side, but
We shall see together then.
very well. I'll walk forward and open the door.
You open the door, you and your compatriots passing through it. And as the fire and smoke swirls around you, Sylvanost burns. You're forced out onto the street in front of your home, burning. Fires climbing around it. People in the street screaming, panicking, making their way as quickly as they can to the docks, but it is already too late. Shadowy figure soars in the air, roaring. Poisonous gas floats down from Dragon's breath. The draconic army is already in your home.
Well, and now you see what I left behind. Although I didn't wait long enough to see it come to life.
You hear shouts from inside your home.
You did not return home.
No, I met you all a matter of weeks after. I fled this place when I saw the army approaching.
You fled, but you left your family.
Yes.
A shout from inside. Help! Help! I can't get out! I'm pinned! Please!
But not this time, I suppose. I'll start striding towards the house again.
The flames reach up towards you. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 14.
It's hot. Take 4 points of fire damage as you push through the doorway itself. The magically sculpted wood of your home ablaze, smoke billowing out. And though this is a test and a vision, your lungs fill with that smoke. It's hard to breathe. It is hard to see. Your father's study is a wreck. He's not in there. But once again, that familiar voice calls out to you deeper in the home, further in.
Well, we're pushing in, I suppose. I'll, yeah.
So
head forwards.
everyone, you watch Talinor go into the burning building.
I follow. After kind of, stunned hearing that, that he, left them, I will then snap back to it and realize that he is running inside, and I will run after him.
Yeah, I
Everyone
guess.
roll me con saves if you're going inside.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
At this point, obviously, if this was more visual, you'd probably see Svartal have a little bit of a flashback.
Ravenna, take 3 points of fire damage. Vellum, you take 8. Reyna, 5. Svartal, 9. Because again, you move into it, and yes, even though this is a vision, all the hallmarks of being in a burning building are there.
It's the Matrix.
You push forward, Talinor, towards the back of the house. You know where your father likes to sit, where he takes his morning tea. The back porch, just inside a sunny room, plants growing up around him. He would use his magic to sculpt them to beautiful pieces. The room is ablaze, the glass shattered, the roof has collapsed in, and there he is, on the ground, pinned underneath the roof itself. He calls out to you again. My son, please, help me get out of here. Talinor, roll me a perception check.
Okey-dokey. 17.
Near your father, somewhat rolled away from him. It's a small, crystalline orb. You can see a storm roiling inside of it. Silvery glow reaching out from it. It's magical. It's powerful. There's a creak from the top, and another beam comes crashing down into the room. Your father calls out again in a panic. Please, my son!
I'm going to yell for Svartal. And say, Svartal, can you help my father? You're much stronger than I. And I will retrieve the orb from the floor.
You move to take the orb. Svartal, do you come assist?
Yeah.
Okay. I need everyone again to roll me con saves, and then Svartle, roll me an athletics check.
Oh,
There's my
if
con
you're within
save.
10 feet of me, +1. Sorry, I
natural
forgot.
Oh my gosh, why'd I have to roll 7? Okay.
For those
And-
with above a 13, it's 5 points. For those with below or a 13, it's 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then,
And oh,
yeah,
And then
so
you need
that is-
athletics.
Yeah, so Svartle with a 14, Ravenna with a 7, Reyna 11, Talinor a natural 20 at a 25, Velum a 9. The athletics on a 10, it's not enough. You start heaving at this, and you note the father does not even look at you, doesn't even recognize that you are there, Svartle, staring at his son. My son, please. My boy. And Talinor, you pick up the orb. Svartle, there's a creaking sound from above you. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw as the remainder of the ceiling comes collapsing down.
5.
Debris, fire, and otherwise come falling down on you here. Take 14 points between bludgeoning and fire damage, and you watch as you dive away from the collapsing ceiling, Talinor's father, buried underneath. His cries stop. Talinor, you hold the orb in your hand. Mist, smoke, thunder, lightning inside. You feel power. Feel stronger. As you look up, back to the heap, you see Svartle standing, covered in burns, coughing. Your father nowhere to be seen.
I would rush over to help Svartle, and when I reach him, I'm actually going to cast a spell. Ooh,
Oh,
imagine that. I'm going to twin spell Death Ward onto
Okay.
myself and Svartle.
okay.
I'm going to say, you tried Svartle, but he's not real anyway. I shouldn't have sent you into danger.
I'm sorry.
This will help protect you. It's okay. And I'll cast Death Ward on us both, which means first time you'd hit 0, you go to 1 instead. And also, if anything would instantly kill you, it doesn't, basically. It's a spell, but instantly kill you, it doesn't.
You
Yeah, now Death Ward.
Cool.
It lasts for 8
continue-
hours, by the way, so it's like...
It's a long,
sick.
yeah, it'll be a long time. Casting Death Ward here, you note, and as you're done, and you're like maybe clapping him on the shoulder, you look above Svartle's head, and behind him, again, the symbol flares to life. Shimmering doorway hangs in the air.
Through here, everyone. I don't want to remain here much longer. And I'll start striding towards the doorway.
I will follow right after.
Yep.
Passing through the door, you collapse out onto the street. People around you. You see the Red Dragon army. The same army you've been struggling against now for weeks. Moving through Sylvanost. Slaying everything they can. Again, that roar from the air. Great wings flapping. And this poisonous gas spewed out along the road. I need Constitution saving throws from everyone as the dragon's breath bathes the street in poisonous gas.
Oh, I don't think +1's gonna help.
Is it a 9 save? That'd be nice.
Unfortunately, it is not a 9. This is, a fun old green dragon. It has a DC of the save of 20. For
Hey, that's
for
rude.
19 d6 damage.
How
That's
So you
much?
say 19d6?
15, 19 total points of poison damage.
That's 19 dice, right?
It's 19
Understand.
dice. The total amount here, that's 30, 53, 63, 67 total points of damage.
I mean, I go down.
Down.
So Talinor and I have 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, Svartle and I are still standing. Your Death Ward breaks.
Oh, wait.
But Relentless Endurance, you're still
Right.
up as well.
Yeah, Ravenna,
I'm what?
You're
Because
at
of relentless endurance, so I am still up
you're at 1.
with like 1 hit point.
Reyna and Vellum collapse. Ravenna does almost as well, as coughing, sputtering, but forces herself up. Talinor, Svartal, Ravenna, you're each at 1 HP, and you watch as the gas is exploded down from the dragon onto the area. Everyone in the street is dead. Talinor,
Fuck.
you look up. The symbol hangs in the air. Down the street, 40 feet. A shimmering air where the door is. What do you do?
Svartal, we need to get out of here now, but can you carry Reyna? I'm trying to think of,
Yeah, I mean,
do you think you can?
As
would
he says
try.
that, I'm going to attempt to pick up Vellum.
Yeah, Vellum is small, light.
He's a
Reyna's
small fella.
fucking plate
Yeah.
armor.
But yeah, Reyna in full plate.
yeah, I could try it.
Try to pick her up. I have
Can
a
I
backup
can I
plan.
assist? Like, can I just throw Vellum over my shoulder and then try and assist with?
Roll athletics. Svartal, roll
Okay.
athletics.
Oh,
10
the 10.
and 17. You're effectively half dragging Reyna down the street, right? Kind of like got underneath her arm a little bit, and you're just hauling her the 40 feet down towards the door.
Is it like progressing at a reasonable rate? Or like,
Yeah, Talinor, you note that, like, yes, the door does begin to shimmer, potentially fade, but you will make it. They
Okay.
will be able to drag your
as
friends
quick as we
through.
can. Let's
Oh
go.
my gosh.
You fall onto the other side. Flames around you, and Talinor, you recognize. You're at the external streets before, but now you look up. An immense central crystal tower. Center of the city. The Tower of Stars. Everything around you is dark. Flames and windows, people's bodies all around, including that of the army, and you hear sounds, noises. Shadows flit at the edge of your vision, and you feel like you can see things, but none of it is corporeal. None of it feels physical. You look back and you see your compatriots having collapsed through the doorway. 2 of them unconscious on the ground, the other 2 barely alive. What do you do?
I mean, like, what's closest to us in this?
Roll me a perception check.
19.
The physical closest thing to you is the stairway into the Tower of Stars. Everything else, the tower is in a large open area, right? Center of Sylvanost. The base of the stairs, the tower itself are closest. That and the dead bodies of former Sylvanost army around.
How far is the base of the tower, would you say?
Up the stairs.
Oh,
maybe
sorry, no, I just mean to get into the tower.
To get in,
Yeah.
60 feet.
Okay. We should head for the tower. We might be safer in there, and perhaps we can stabilize Reyna, and I suppose that one as well.
That one as well.
Begin to move up the stairs. Ravenna, Svartal dragging Reyna, Vellum over your shoulder, up and into the tower. And as you get about halfway, the shadows become much more real. Things of nightmares, twisted bodies. Talinor, you feel you can see them, you understand them. They look elven. You feel like you recognize some of these forms. Shadowy, misshapen creatures of the people that used to be here, and a whole shade falls onto Sylvanost as you enter the Tower of Stars. Screeches of the unnatural out in the streets. The door to the tower slams
yeah.
shut, and you potentially are safe for the moment. What do you do?
Okay, we have to get Reyna up on her feet and Vellum as well. Who has those healing potions that Wyan gave us?
I have one, so I will dispense one into Vellum.
Yep. Vellum, you cough, sputter, awaken, 2d4 plus 2, 7 hit points.
I presume Reyna has ones, right, on her?
I think we split them up, so I'll just say I use mine on Reyna.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
just didn't add it to my inventory.
You guys should do that. For
I should.
9 hit points,
I did.
Reyna. Coughing, sputtering, awake. You feel as if you were moments from death.
For an illusion, this fucking hurts.
Why did I come? I don't even know this guy.
I don't even know this man.
Sounds like your boss set you up.
I think he
You
called you
sit-
new guy.
You sit in the atrium of the Tower of Stars. A circular stairwell dominates the area and climbs to an improbable height. Bodies of Sylvanesti elves litter the area. Long gouges along the ground where it seems that some great beast tore through the tower itself. The foot of the circular stairs, you see the symbol alight, Talinor.
Well, at least we're all standing. We have to keep going.
Wait, hold on. One moment. Just reaching out to Vellum, I'm going to split the lay on hands between the both of us, so we'll get 14 each.
Okay.
Actually, wait, hold on. No. That's 10 minutes. Frick, we don't have 10 minutes.
Lay on hands is 6 seconds. If you're doing prayer of healing, that is 10 minutes. That door
Yeah.
is open.
Okay,
Yes,
14
Day
each.
only
Let's
comes
just go.
but once.
That's it. 14 each. Let's just go.
Wait, who all gets it again? Just you and Vellum?
Wait. The tanks.
Everyone is 1 HP.
Everybody's okay. Frick.
Well,
I
you
don't
guys
know if
are
I
actually
can.
high. You guys are like 9 HP.
I got 28. Tonight, can I divide it between all 5 of us evenly, quick enough? That's my question.
It will take 18 seconds, but we'll say you do it on the run towards the door.
Bing, 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 bing. As I'm running by, like bing,
Okay,
bing,
so
bing.
how much does
What's the
everyone
math?
get?
It wouldn't math
20.
with 28,
Oh.
so it's probably better to be.
It's like
do-
six each.
But 2 get 5 and 3 get 6, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'll give 6 to the tanks, and everybody else will get 5.
So Ravenna, Svartal, 6. Everyone else gets
Okay.
5.
Boom, done. Final
Cool.
answer.
Talinor, you see the symbol of light at the foot of the stairs.
Yeah, so we're rushing towards it.
You go stumbling into the door. Collapse at the foot of what seems to be a throne. An old elf sits on the throne, his hand caressing an orb and a taloned claw of stone. A long, green, reptilian head snakes around the side of the elven man. It whispers into his ears. The elven man cries, tears streaming down his face. You recognize the man somewhat. Lorak Caledon, one of the nobles of Sylvanost. You watch as his eyes roll back into his head. That smoke pours out from him, the shadow emanating from himself and the orb. The draconic head swings around, takes a great inhale. And you see, over to the side, the symbol flashes once again. A billow of poisonous gas exhaled from the dragon. Talinor, which direction do you go?
Which directions are available to me?
Well, you see in front of you what you recognize to be the seat of power in Sylvanost. You recognize the orb as something known as a dragon, or orbs of dragon kind. They are powerful artifacts that can be used to control dragons, to bend them to do your bidding. In the other direction is your friends and potentially the doorway to safety.
Does it look like Lorak on his throne is in control of what's happening, or does it look like the dragon's in control of him?
Lorak might as well be catatonic. He is nowhere in control.
What happens if I, take a step towards them?
The dragon is going to exhale a poisonous breath. You can maybe avoid it using some of your magical trickery. But you can already see this kind of slow-mo area, the green dragon again, preparing to exhale that deadly gas.
This is the most panicked reading of my spellbook I think I've ever done. How far behind me are my friends?
Right now, you're in a group.
Yeah.
The throne in front of you, some 30 feet, with the dragon. To the right, some 30 feet, the door. Symbol flickering in the air.
And this dragon is imminently.
Yeah.
exhaling.
Again, we have we're in this moment where shit has slowed down, and you are making a
Yeah.
decision.
I'm gonna rapidly fumbly bumbly with the scroll of arcane gate and gate underneath us and then into the door.
Okay. You use the scroll. You pull off the shelf. Feels like now an eternity before. The party falls through it. The momentum of the fall throwing you through the doorway. The gas of the green dragon exhaled behind you.
Close the gate. Boop.
And you fall out into Demolin's living room. Covered in poisonous boils and sores, burned skin, singed hair, pain. You made it out.
Barely.
Demolin looks around, and she seems to be seeing everyone's eyes kind of flutter open. Huh? Challenging test, it seems.
That's one way of putting it.
I thought it best to see what happened in Sylvanost. Talinor.
I suppose
Wyan-
it's something that I probably should have seen as well.
Wyan lied to you. Your father's been dead since the invasion. You saw his last moments. Or what they could have been, if you were there.
Yes, well, I was somewhat shocked to learn he was alive. I sort of come to terms with him dying anyway, but why would Wyan tell me he was alive?
Keep your hopes high. Keep you moving forward. Keep you nervous. If you didn't think he was hunting for you, she thought you would relax. Become too comfortable. That the impending war may not be enough to convince you to use your powers, to to expand on your abilities. To claim.
I think
She looks down at your hand. Your birthright. In your hand, you hold the orb. Not the one from the dragon. The one from your father's room.
I think I understand why she did that, but I think she misunderstood. Perhaps why I was keeping on going, but I understand her motive.
That in your hand is yours.
What is it?
It's a moon orb. A rare one. Your father had it for safekeeping from some ancient lineage of mages in your family. You will use it to focus your power and spells to a greater height than you were ever capable of before. But I do trust you to be careful with it. Things can get a little out of hand wielding so much power. Talinor Greymoon, stand. Come, stand before me.
I extremely belaboredly stand up. Sorry, it's some pain.
Fight through it. Your job now as a fully fledged mage will have you going through much more than what I did just now. Talinor Greymoon, congratulations. You are now a mage of high sorcery. I do not know what you wished to choose of the robes to wear, but I have my decision. Your decisions in the test tell me two things. You value power. She looks around at the friends here in the room. And you value the resources you have at your disposal. She will wave her hand, and elegant black robes spiral up from the ground and onto Talinor's body. You may augment them as you see fit. These will respond to your commands easily. They will not dirty. They will not tear. She gives you a nod. Welcome, mage.
Thank you. I have one question for you, Demolin. Could we really have died in the test? That dragon have slain us, or
Yes,
the fires?
it is all real. A piece of the thread of time pulled, thrust you back into it to experience pain and loss and potential death.
Then I'll turn around to my companions and be like, well, thank you for aiding me in the test. I must be honest and say Demolin is right. I initially traveled here so willingly with you all because I thought you may be of use when the time came, and you certainly were, but I do owe you my gratitude nonetheless. I'm sorry for the slight deception.
Even enough to call us friends. I don't.
Yes, Reyna, Ravenna, Svartal, you are my friend. And Demolin.
Oh, I see how it is.
I'm just joking. Vellum, you were... What are you useful? You were there. Thank you.
Ravenna will cross her arms and be like,
I see, okay.
I will accept that title.
Good.
As long as we are no longer seen as just resources.
I don't know, you might be of use to me yet. But yes. Thank you.
She nods.
Rest.
And
now.
then in comes a big hug.
Mm.
I'll just die with my remaining hit points.
This turtle would crush anyone remaining. Yeah.
I accept it. Thank you, Svartal. Svartal, I want you to know I thought I'd only be able to choose one to come with me, and I was going to ask you. Thank you.
Behind everybody's back, he sticks his tongue out. Urvena.
She kind of just she chuckles, just kind of shrugs like.
Demolin looks around the room, a small smile on her face. Unfortunately, your job is not done. You have more than proven as a group. She looks at Vellum, too. And my dear friend, that it will be you that I must send into the city of lost names. There is something happening there. I'm not sure of all the details. I try to guard the entrance, but, well, the Red Dragon army is formidable. Patrols of soldiers, monsters roam the city. They focus their activity much on a location called the Threshold of the Heavens at the city center. Troops frequently come and go from a sizable mansion along the road to the threshold itself. I figure it is a command post. And she looks at Reyna. Wyan also told me something. That a piece went missing. That a Lord Soth has pieces of an ancient artifact known as a Dragonlance. There is one place he will have to go to put it back together. A temple of Paladine. It's on the northwestern side of the city. She stares at you. And I feel like you might need to go there as well. That test and potential confrontation with Lord Soth. That one may not be one you can survive.
Regardless, thank you for the information.
She nods. Well, I encourage you to rest here. Seek out the temple. Find the lance if you can. And, well, prevent whatever is happening at the threshold of the heavens. I will do what I can to prevent more of the army coming in the city. This will mean I cannot accompany you inside. Velo, my dear friend, you will go with them. You will help them. And you will return to me. Right?
Of course, you can count on me, no problem. Demolin, your wish is my command. Whatever you need.
She gives you like a small touch around the head. That's what I thought. I knew picking you up out of the mud was going to be a good decision. Now, rest, eat. I will bring something for you and recover. Tomorrow you head into the city. She will move off to the small kitchen to prepare a meal for you all and allow you time and respite to sit, discuss, rest, sleep, and level.
Ooh.
So now I'm a official mage. I'm level 18, right?
Correct. That's how that works.
Nice.
You will all be level 8. I need to go ahead and verify that you have access to the compendiums. You have your long rest in the comfort of Demolin's home. You feel rested, recovered, and perhaps like you have some next things to do. In the morning, though it is hard to tell due to the interior nature of her cavern house, she points to the northern door. It says, "Out there is the ruins of Onyari. Out there is the enemy. Good luck. Travel safe. And I hope I see you again." She opens the door. And you go through a long passage through the mountain. Eventually, the cavern opens up. You can see, from your viewpoint, the city itself. City of Lost Names. We would find ourselves on the eastern side of the map. A glittering city of broken domes and jagged towers stretches out before you. The nearby buildings and streets slope down into a basin of a vast, ruin-filled crater. Your vantage provides a view of the entire city. Some of its broken districts scarred by fire and flooding. Here and there, crumbled structures and massive rocks bob gently in defiance of gravity. At the city's center, a delicate tower of sharp marble and graceful buttresses rises into the sky. It's made all the taller by its rocky foundation that floats above the ground. I would love some perception checks from the group, please.
On it, boss.
Chuck. 5.
A 12.
Why?
Wow, we're doing good. 6, 5, 12, 4, and 6.
Yep.
You do see some things. You see movement down in the streets. The patrols that Demolin talked about, quite evident. To the southwest, you can hear cracks of shearing stone sounds from maybe a distant temple, the ground teeming with troops. From this distance, you see maybe the faint shimmer of a violet flame. It's distant. And you watch the bones of a dragon scale the temple and unleash a screech that echoes across the city. It pauses before the flame. You think the figure climbs atop the undead terror's back. Together they rise into the air and circle the city before flying south and out of sight. The city lies in front of you, the threshold of the heavens towards the center. You can see what looks to be maybe the gleaming outline of the Temple of Paladine. On the northwest side, you can hear sounds of things being broken or shorn up, or it's going to be hard to cross the city. Where do you want to begin?
Well, I suppose there's those two bridges to our southwest. That'd probably be our first route, right?
Ravenna nods.
Okay. The party collect themselves, pick up their things, and head towards the bridges. that is where we'll end our session for the day.
You
In
had
our
first
city of lost names, you guys get a full handout for that with the actual map now. And yeah, we are this is endgame. This is it.
We're through the looking glass here, people.
Yep, this is it. So thank you guys very much for making the time today. Those of you at home, I hope you enjoyed today's show. And congratulations on Talinor for becoming a fully fledged black-robed mage of high sorcery.
I did
Start
it.
calling him VV now.
Nicely done. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.